users, we now have a new section called Serving Line Only Users, where now you can manage which users are available at which school. So you may disable and enable their account on an individual school basis. A new feature that we've added under Administration and Maintenance under the users is under Normal Users. Under the Normal User now you can add the full name of the user, and these full names now can be added to reports. That way you don't have to worry about trying to find who the initials are or who the numbers are. You can now type in the full name and they'll show up on the reports themselves. Going back to the serving line only, we've also added that ability for the cafeteria managers to manage their own serving line users. So under point of sale, under the maintenance, the serving line users, now the managers can also manage their own users. So it's both a district option and a cafeteria option. Now, we have added something very special that we like, and that occurs at the posting screen. When you click on the post operating day at the end of the day, and it pulls up the information, we now have a place to where you can enter exactly what denominations are going into your bank bag. This information is also available in a report, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit. But as you enter exactly how much is going in your bank bag, this information is then transferred to your daily figures, and it will populate that information for you over here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, when you're dealing in the cafeteria template, you can define which manual meal counts you want available at your posting screen. And as I stated earlier, I wanted to have just the Provision 2 breakfast and the Provision 2 lunch available at the posting screen, and you'll notice that everything else is grayed out. So you now have control over these counts. We have also added several modifications to some of the reports that we have already exist in the system. As I stated earlier, you can define in the cafeteria template whether or not you wanted to print a receipt for a payment, refund, or correction. So if you are in the point of sale and you are under maintenance and you are under customers and you are going to take a payment for a student, when you click on payment and you accept that payment, you have an option now to print a receipt for them. So if you click OK, it will then generate a transaction receipt for you. And this will also occur on refunds and corrections. We've also added more selection to a report under Reports, Customer Info, and Barcode Labels. You now have more control over who gets barcodes. So you don't need to print barcodes for your adult or your special adults. You now can only print to specified groups. So you now have more control over this. You can also do individual barcodes. So if you need to reprint a barcode for a specific student, you now have an ellipsis right here where you can actually pull the student up and only print a single barcode instead of having to reprint all of them. In the report student roster, under reports and letters, customer info, and student roster, we have added a grade column. So now you can now sort them by grade and they will be displayed on the report. We have modified the account statement. We've added details to the account statement now, and these details include more information about which line okay. You find a student that has some data. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I can't find a student that has data. But we have added to the account statement details that include a column for the serving line number and an abbreviation of the customer category next to the customer's name. We've also added 3 new options to the master customer list. So under reports and letters, customer info, the master customer list, we have now included who you want to include in this report, including multiple reimbursable accounts, manual subscription, and any feeder group students that are included in your database. Also under reports, under the double card usage report, we have also added a user column to the double card usage. So now it will actually tell you the username. We've also made some changes to certain reports that can be seen if you have the feature blind deposit enabled. Before, there were several reports that you needed to enter your deposit amount in before you were able to view these reports. We have now changed that information. The reimbursable meal report can now be viewed before entering your deposit amount. The void and edit comments report can also be viewed without entering a deposit amount.